Them preparing dinner together.
Yeah, I was going to
sitting around the dinner table, and I think that gets exactly at what
took ages to stage that. Now, Sally, you pull the tablecloth on, and then no, we'd never do that.
But it was really nice access that they gave to you to bring us into that as well. And it just looks like such an idyllic way to make music. It's such a kind of a fun vacation on one side of it, but also a creative kind of thing as well.
We found a recording studio to do that bit in Bethesda in North Wales, and the recording studio was actually, I think it was 300 quid a day with an engineer and sleeping accommodations for 8 people. I was like, we might as well just come and live here. just record albums all the time forever, because it's cheaper than anyone, the rest of our lives.
Joe, you shot this all yourself for the most part, didn't you?
I shot the stuff when I was kind of just with the band. Mostly other people shot the interview. I shot a couple of the interviews, but I had a few other people helping out with the interviews. A few who are here. Joel Cohen. Is Aaron Kovich here? All right, yeah.
So you.
I mostly like the cinema verite they call it stuff. I shot.
Yeah, you logged a lot of miles. You went to Zakistan. Tajikistan.
Yeah, Lou did. I pretty much right away I said I want to go to Tajikistan with you, and he was like, yeah, didn't think I was serious at all. And he had a couple trips that, because he didn't think I was serious, he really didn't let me know. And finally our schedules aligned, and I was like, oh, no, I want to go. I want to see what you do there. And he was like, okay, and he gave me all the information. I think until he met me at the airport, he didn't think I was coming, and that was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and the editing on the film is really nice as well. I like the way that you edited songs to span like 3 or 4 different venues.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Jane Rizzo is, she cut my last film, the Melvin Van Peebles film, so we've worked together in the past, and she's just an outstanding editor, and we work really well together, and a lot of this is due to her. She's just such, those are the comments that I think the most commented upon in terms of editing, especially Hope and the Anchor. That's really nice seeing how those go from the show at Shuba's into the radio station. Jane was horrified, she's from Rome, at the scene in Wales when Steve is pouring the bottle of wine into the spaghetti sauce, cheap red wine. She's like, I can't be a Mekons fan anymore.
Should we open it up for some questions from the audience? Does anyone have any questions? I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Can't see. Is anybody there?
Is there? Are we been talking to ourselves the whole time?
Oh, here we are. Okay.
A question from upstairs. Rattle your jewelry and we'll hear you.
I'm very loud. So I have to say that Mr. Angio, assistant director, I am not a Mekons fan, but now I am.
Oh, I thought you were saying now you're not.
I'm not one and I never will be.
I was a member of the Mekons, but now I'm not.
No,
Thank you.
I'm very interested in your music, and I want to do it, so thank you. But I
Pay for the records. I'm just advocating. Okay.
But I want to know about your next endeavor, because I know this is going to be a long, long time for you to get this music out and this documentary out. Is your next endeavor going to be also music-based?
Are there any other questions? I don't have really. I love working in music. I mean, the thing with music, not to get into this type of conversation, is there's a lot of things with music rights that get involved, and if that weren't the case, I could think of maybe a couple of other music projects I wouldn't mind doing, but I don't really have the next one lined up just yet. But I'll let you know.
And who are you sleeping with nowadays?
Next question.
Hey.
Is this a family member?
That's what I said about Chicago, you see. There's a great availability of willing participants when you come here.
That's why I left.
It's a town that keeps on giving. So thank
Or
you.
worst case scenario, that's your ex-wife.
No.
Here we are.
Yes.
Big, huge fan. I feel like that was the record that was like the most accessible in terms of like commercial. And I was wondering, when you were making it, there was didn't be sort of a contradiction between the lyric content of the album and the musical content. Or musically it was very accessible, but lyrically I felt like there was a little bit of distance in terms of saying we want to stay true to who we are artistically. How disappointed were you when that record was not as successful as published?
When we made that record, me and Tom were reading Hammer of the Gods, which is a book about Led Zeppelin.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll album. We were reading that book on tour, and we kept going back to it. And the descriptions of the music in that book is so exciting. It's really brilliant the way it's described. It doesn't really sound like Led Zeppelin. And we thought we should make an album that sounds like the descriptions of Led Zeppelin in Hammer of the Gods. Like really, really incredibly. And we've been, we were by that time we were kind of bored with the people saying we were like an alternative country band. Before alternative country even existed, we were kind of well over it. So we decided to we wanted to make a really sort of noisy rock record, and that was really the inspiration. But the idea with the lyrics was we kind of backed off a bit because we started writing the album when we knew we'd signed to A&M, and the songs were going to be called The Record Company, The Publisher, The Manager, The Agent, The Promoter. And then we had all the songs lined up to be written like that, and we thought this is
Too high concept.
piss everyone off, and too much hard work. We got to sort of side B, track 7, it was like, the roadie. We're not really gonna write a song about Midge, so well, we did. Actually, we wrote many songs about Midge. But yeah, I know what you mean. But we were actually, like I said, we were trying quite hard to make an exciting record, and we thought it was a good thing. The reason we were signed to A&M was because the whole independent distribution system kind of collapsed during a tour we were on in 1988. So we were playing down the West Coast, and you couldn't get our records over there. Then the cartel collapsed in England, Red Rhino went out of business. It was a big mess. We thought, well, if a major label wants, at least we'll get our records in the shops. But we sold 25,000 copies of that album for A&M. We were amazed. We thought that was fantastic. The idea of 25,000 people walking around with a Mekons album in their hand, we thought was great, and they thought that was pathetic. So there was some kind of like
At the time, it was.
There was distance there between our expectations and theirs. So we asked to leave, and then they wouldn't let us leave because you don't ask to leave major labels. So we had to wait around for 6 months. Then they fired us, which was okay.
There were some others. I saw some hands up there.
The movie suggested there was an actual curse on the
Is this the last part of it?
It's about has the curse been lifted.
Are you from the Cubs management? There's no way. We took a goat to the recording studio. We were nice to the goat. No, there's no way to lift the curse. It's a curse. These things go on for thousands of years.
Can't be removed that easily.
I don't think we're cursed. I mean, well, we're not really. I mean, let's face it, unless that's the curse that we've kept going, I don't know.
It might be a very kind of mild
most bands
curse, but,
break up and then start again, and the fact that we can make things work somehow. We're very resourceful, so whatever happens or whatever the constraints are, we'll always kind of find a way around it. So in a lot of ways, it's been a convenient press ruse to always say, well, look what happened to this band, but those are things that happen to every band. I mean, I don't believe you two don't sit around and go, wow, our record sales are a bit low, how do we sell more records? It's true. It's like, you're on an upward and you're on a downward, but for us, weirdly enough, with the exception, it's always just been like this, scudding along at a very low level. But it still continues, when people come to our shows, more so here than in Europe, but for us to go this long and still be able to fill a room with relatively excited. People will carry on until we die
We're not
or
playing
you do.
tonight, Sally. That's why the room's full. If we'd been playing, there would be like 20 people.
No, that's not true. Not true.
Are you? What is going on with the Mekons now, besides the film?
That's a good question.
Well, we're going on a tiny tourette of the Highlands.
Tourette's. Sally only
My
does Tourette's
syndrome.
now.
We're going on a tiny tour of the Highlands and Islands of Scotland, and we're actually, I should mention it, we're playing a show at the Hideout to send us off on July 13th, because we don't make a lot of money from going to the Highlands and Islands of Scotland, but we're taking Robbie Fawkes because, you know,
He's
the
tall and
four of us
talented.
can go. Lou is going back to Siberia and has a less than 1-year-old baby, so he's busy, and Tom is perpetually busy, and so those of us who can go are going to play on the Orkney Islands, and we're going to record on Jura with Robbie Fawkes.
Did anybody see the fantastic National Theatre of Scotland performance of the Hideout, the music of Thomas, what was his name? Did anyone see that? They did a
I have
week,
it somewhere.
about a year ago they did a week, and then it was a bunch of musicians from the Orkneys, and they invited us to go over, so we're returning the favour. The Hideout in the Highlands is the thing.
Wow.
But we have another project with the Freakons, with Freakwater and the Mekons.
The Freakons.
Yeah, we
Like
played
that.
a festival in San Francisco,
As we
a
have-
few gigs last October.
As we're getting older, we're just banding together with other small groups of people
It's
who are losing
coalitions
their
of the willing,
memories.
you know. Are you willing and available? You can be in my
Then
band.
come along. It's like my concept eventually is Mekonville, build it and they will come. And it will be an assisted living centre for the sort of semi-middle-aged, although we're getting past middle-aged at this point, where we'll all just go and live, and Mekon fans can visit once a year. We'll have a little festival, and that will be our dotage.
Well, it just shows that the Mekons are really an art collective that just pick up people throughout the years.
Oh,
So
yeah.
many people have been in and out.
I've picked up so many people.
Yeah. There you go.
Watch out, Marty.
Save me, Nancy! Anything else?
Where is up there? Oh, yeah.